Okay, Profit Tip Thursday time. Profit tips are about giving you short, actionable pieces of content that you can directly apply to your business to make more money. Now, I want you to think today about your menu as the engine of your business. Basically, it's the thing that drives your ability to make sales and profit and money. I like a metaphor. We've got the little Aston Martin. The engines in Aston Martins now are all made by Mercedes, okay? That's what drives Aston Martins. It's also what drives the Formula One teams, which is why they've been so successful. Now, let's move on. Engine is your way to drive profitability in the business. Now, the way that we look at this is if you were to consider a menu in terms of 5 big characteristics. So say you go on safari to Africa, you are looking for the big 5, the lion, the elephant, the rhino, the leopard, and the Cape buffalo. And these were basically created because these were the hardest animals to catch in Africa on foot. But your big 5 are to break down your menu in a really analytical way and look at 5 key ways to increase the profitability. Number 1 is the core principles. The core principles in terms of how you initially create it. Number 2 is the product that you sell. And what I'm asking you to do here is to look at each individual time of the day and optimizing that. And number 3 is the design. This is how you visually present on paper what your menu is going to look like. And number 4 is the language. You've got your design and then the language that you use to describe those products. Number 5 then is the review process that you go through to tweak and adjust and amend and analyze on an ongoing basis. Now, the way that we analyze those big 5 is that there are then 29 sub-variables within each of those, and then there are multiple variables again underneath that. Okay, so I'll give you an example of what one of them is. One of the 29 is a language one. It's how you describe them, and it's the fact that there are languages, words that you use to describe specific items to improve the perception of that product in your customer's mind. Number 1 is nostalgia, the classic grandma's famous apple pie recipe. Number 2 is branding. So if you are using quality local suppliers, make sure you use that. Make sure you put that clearly in your menu. Number 3 is geography or origin. Where is it from? If it's somewhere local, make sure you put that in. Number 4 is sensory. So that's the words like crunchy, crispy, juicy, soft, etc. And number 5 is method. Marinated, slow roasted, house made, multiple more. Now these are the top 5 categories of language or adjectives that you can use to describe individual items. They're used properly and not overused. We have proven time and time again that you can increase the sales of that item. Okay, so look at your menu and see what you can do from that perspective. But these descriptors are just one of the 29 specific variables in terms of how you develop your menu and how you present it to your customers. In other words, there are literally dozens of different variables that you should be considering to make sure that your menu is performing properly and providing the customer with exactly what they want and maximizing the spend that they then give you. Now, each one of those variables either increases or decreases the amount that the customer will spend, sometimes very subtly, but that's the way they all work. They all make a difference. Now, you will have worked incredibly hard to create your business, so make sure you get your engine working and actively making you money. Just maximizing a few of these can make a remarkable difference to your sales. I first became obsessed with this over 20 years ago when one seemingly insignificant, and actually at that stage I kicked back against one of these tweaks gave us a 6% increase in sales. So that's when I started to really dive into looking at how you present items in terms of those big 5. Now, if you want help with this, there'll be a link somewhere on this page for you to click and get through and get a little bit more information. But make sure you go back, look at your menu, and just think of it in that metaphor. Think of it as the engine rather than just this stuff that you happen to have.